Okay, so we're talking about changes in coaching. This is Lee Cole, and it is, what in the world is the date? July the 29th. And so, guys, just to give you a little background, and I think I probably told a lot of you this. Hang on a second. Taking a drink of tea. I came into the coaching thing with, I wouldn't say trepidation, but just wondering if it was going to work out, honestly. And I wondering, I absolutely knew that I knew how to create a really good business because I've done that for myself, and I knew that I knew how to tell other people how to do it because I've done that before. I didn't know the level of success that people would have, and I had it wasn't an intense screening process. All you had to do is fill out a little form and talk to me. But during that screening process, I was making sure that I had people who had a realistic vision, who wanted to work, and who understood this was a real business. And by and large, I think I did pretty well with that screening process because the people who I actually ended up accepting into the coaching program have all made progress. Okay, I think everybody on this call has talked with me several times one-on-one. I think one of the big early things that I wanted to get across to everybody was that this is building a real business, that it's not like baking a cake. It's not a four-step system. These little marketing companies, especially when dealing with internet marketing companies, where what we generally call amongst ourselves offline companies, they're actually kind of complex. I mean, there's a lot of little issues going on. There's technology, there's sales. Everybody comes at this from a different point of view, from a different background. One thing that I've been really delighted about is the vast variety of strengths or expertises, pockets of deep expertises that all of you guys have. And so, there are no two students in this coaching program who are doing anything remotely similar. I mean, the end result's going to be similar. You're going to make money selling offline services and products to real businesses. But the pathway that you all are taking is completely unique. I love that. I find that fascinating. A big part of what I've tried to do with you guys is learn about your personalities. This is not a cookie cutter approach, which is generally why you can buy something like a WSO, you can buy something like a more expensive course. You learn stuff, but when you actually go to implement it, you're still hitting that it's not really a brick wall. It's more like walking up an extremely muddy slope in flip-flops or something. And that's why, because all of y'all have your individual expertises and your pathway into this thing. It's like everybody's climbing the same mountain, but everybody's choosing a different path. And that I find really cool. I'm so glad that happened. I kind of hoped it would happen, but I'm very, very glad that it happened that way because, again, cookie cutter does not work. Systems do not work. Methods do not work. It's just really rolling up your sleeves. It's not really a business plan. It's called a marketing plan. Okay, and that's loosely what I've been developing with you guys one-on-one is your own marketing plan. Having a marketing plan, implementing it, stumbling around, having issues, needing to fix those issues, going down that path didn't work. Let's back up a little bit. Let's go down another path. And it's starting to work, and it's really, really cool. And I am personally, like I said, I entered into this with eyes wide open. My own business coach kept telling me that, wow, Lee, you really need to do this. And I kept saying, no, I don't. But I love teaching people things, and so I thought, well, I'll give it a shot, see how it goes, and I've been really, really happy with it. having said that, I'm making some changes in the program, some of which will affect you and others won't. Okay, but I want you to understand the whole thing. I mean, it's not vast changes, but I think these are changes for the better. I want to announce this all at one time, just so you know how things are going, but also to get your feedback, because I am here to help you. If you don't feel like you are progressing toward your end goal of having a real business, then that doesn't make sense for you, and it doesn't make sense for me. So I am always open to your feedback, whether it's on this webinar at this very second, or whether it's via Skype or via email or whatever. Please let me know please let me know what you need. But here are the things, the basic things that I'm adding, changing, etc. Okay. Now the first one's about money, and don't fret. This has nothing to do with you, because you're grandfathered into this. I'm raising the price of the coaching to $497 for the first month and $997 for the months thereafter. Okay, and that makes total sense to me. I can work with someone to create a six-figure business over a period of, realistically, 6 months to a year, something like that. I mean, this is not copywriting, semi-hype type sales stuff. This is just God's honest truth. 6 months to about a year or so. Basically, someone would be paying $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 to end up with a $100,000 a year business. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me. When I got started, I would have paid that in a New York second. Looks like somebody else just got on the webinar. I want to make sure that Mickey, I'm not sure. Mickey, hello, can you hear me? Mickey, can you hear me? Well, if I have to, guys, this isn't going to take that long, but I'll back up and re-announce some of this. So I'm raising the price for new people. Those of you who are already doing this, you're grandfathered, so you're good. Okay. Now, another thing, like I said, I was really delighted as I got to know you guys as individuals, not just to get to know your personalities, because your personalities are all over the map, which makes sense. We're all human beings. But I like that. It's not like there's one type of personality that's successful with this stuff and then everybody else is not successful. I mean, y'all are as different from each other as you could possibly be. But everybody is moving toward the common goal and realistically doing well doing that. Having said that, you also, each of you individually, like I said a little earlier, Mickey, this before you got on, I think, each of you individually has deep pockets of expertise. Some of you have expertise in some technical stuff, pay-per-click, for instance. I mean, you have more expertise in some technical stuff than I do, and I like that. So when I was talking with my own business coach about how to make this coaching program better, we came up with the idea of getting you guys into an exclusive, i.e. it's only going to be for my coaching students, ever, an exclusive Facebook group. Because each of you has a lot of knowledge, a lot of insight. Like Kurt has knowledge and insight that Wes doesn't have, but Kurt, I can tell you that Wes has knowledge and insight that you don't have. And this is true for all of us. Ditto for Mickey. And it would be really helpful if you guys were in an exclusive Facebook group where you really could interact with each other, where you really could ask each other questions, where you really could share all of that knowledge that you guys have. I think it helps a lot. You know, when I started the coaching, I basically wanted to strip it down to, I wanted to strip everything out of it. Okay. I just wanted it to be me talking to you. I'm a firm believer, and you guys have heard me tell you this about your own businesses. I am a firm believer of stripping out all the unessential stuff so that you can understand what you're looking at and what you're doing, so that you can control the number of variables, so that you can make the thing that you're doing start having success, and only when it starts having success should you add stuff back in. So I did that myself with the coaching program. That's how I approach all new business ventures, okay? And that works. But I did that myself with the coaching program. I thought to myself, well, what would be the minimum that someone needs? The minimum that someone needs is to talk to me. Okay, that's the minimum. So let's get that right. Well, we pretty much got that right. Okay, so I think now is the time to add something to this, the Facebook group, and I want to encourage you guys to get in that Facebook group. I mean, with your permission, I'm not going to add somebody to a Facebook group without their permission, but with your permission, I'm going to add you in. And I hope that you guys check that thing out once a day, because I can guarantee you that as you get to know each other, as you get to learn about each other's strengths, both on a personality basis, on like a personal basis, in other words, in a non-technological way, but also your strengths technically, I think you're going to find that this Facebook group would turn into a really powerful mastermind for you. A mastermind being, I mean, we've all heard that term, you know, sort of battered around, but just to make sure that we got clear communication, a mastermind to me is when some number of people, it can't be too big, some number of people with a common goal or a very similar goal, a very similar type of goal, and with a like mind and a like attitude get together, and they are able to communicate with each other, and they're able to talk in detail with each other about what they're doing. And that actually works. I have that in both a formal and an informal way in various aspects of my own business, and it helps me a lot. But this would create like a mastermind for you guys, and I think the Facebook group might end up being an enormous benefit to you. Also, quite frankly, it's kind of tough just to be the Lone Ranger all the time. I guess I've kind of gotten used to it, but it's a little hard to, you know, not have anybody to tell the details about what's going on to. I mean, you can tell your significant other, but, you know, they love you. I hope they do. But they're not necessarily knowing the details, right? So it's good to be able to communicate this with other people. So those are the two big changes that I'm making. I am actually in the new, you know, as I add new people into this, I'm going to be communicating with them a little less than I communicate with you guys, but my level of communication with you guys will not change. You know, when I started this, I said 2 hours per month. I mean, you know, I've never kept track of that. I never had to. I just wanted to avoid somebody soaking up, you know, like 10 hours a month of my time, because no one's done that, but whoever would need to do that is obviously not ready for this kind of coaching. But I was able to weed those people out at the beginning. So the new people are going to have a little less access to me than you guys got, but you guys' access, good God Almighty, your access to me will not change. Okay, so let's just make sure that you understand that what, you know, I reach out every now and then to everybody and just send you an email and say, hey, give me an update, what's happening, let's talk. And you know, I will continue to do that, but I want you, as you, I mean, you've all got your quote-unquote marching orders. You know where you're going. You know what you're supposed to be doing. But as you need to reach out to me, feel free to. Now, I am not, just so you know, I am not going to be getting a ton more people into the coaching program, okay? even if I have a lot more people who want to get into the coaching program, I can't handle it. I got a lot of stuff on my plate, and I also want to keep the quality of this really high. You know, I could have maybe 5 to 10 more people. 10 would be pushing it. 5, something on that order. So please don't think, oh my God, Lee's going to get all these coaching students and not have time for you. No, it's not going to work that way. My goal is to constantly be working with a small, select group of people that I can have that can really help build a real business. And it's always going to be a small group of people. So inside the Facebook group, you're not going to see many folks because I don't have many folks in this coaching, and I never will have many folks in this coaching because I don't want many people in this coaching. But because I want to keep the level very high. So we talked about me raising the price, but you are grandfathered. We talked about the Facebook group, which honestly I think is going to end up being a killer idea. It's going to be called Lee Cole's Platinum Offline Circle. Let's just do it like this because it's easier if I just go ahead and say this. If you, for some reason, you do not want to be added, just let me know and I won't add you, or I'll take you out when I add you. But I'll just go ahead and add everybody on this call. And the final thing, okay, your input. Now, you know, I've asked a lot of you, either directly or indirectly, you know, what you need, et cetera, et cetera. Well, let me just ask you as a group, and anybody listening to this who's actually not on the webinar right this moment, because I still got a few of you who are not here, you're welcome to give me feedback. Matter of fact, I hope you do give me feedback. That's what I'm asking for. But I want to know what, and this is always a question that's open. So if you like walking around 2 weeks from now and say, wow, I've got a killer idea, this will make this so much better, please let me know. If it makes sense to me, we'll do it. But what can I do to make this better? Okay, so if you would think about that for a second and go ahead and let me know that, that would be really great. Does anybody have any, thing is I can't see if people are typing a lot or not typing a lot. For the purposes of the recording, I'm sitting here waiting to see if anybody has any great ideas for me that we need to consider as a group for this coaching. Tell you that I don't waste everybody's time. Kurt, do you have any good ideas for me at the moment? You guys still hearing me? Because I'm not. Okay, Kurt says not at present. Thank you, Kurt. Wes, do you have any good ideas for me? This is not cool. Cool. Mickey, do you have any good ideas for me? I hope Mickey can hear me. Mickey, can you hear me? Right. Yeah. No problem. So Mickey says no. So I mean that question is always open. Okay. I mean at any time. You know, the goal is to help you move forward. Everybody on here, you know, I feel like you individually know what to do. I know what direction that you and I talked about you going on, and the specific action steps you as individuals needed to take or need to take. So hopefully you're taking those. That's what's happening with the coaching. So So let's just leave it at that. That's basically, I really appreciate you getting on a webinar with me in the middle of the day for 20 minutes. But it's easier to do this all at one time and record it than it was just to talk with everybody individually. That's what's happening with the coaching. I'm going to be setting up this Facebook group probably tomorrow. And unless I hear from you otherwise, I'm going to put you in there. Let's do it like that, because I can't imagine most people not wanting to be in there. And I would encourage you to please interact with each other, because I've gotten to know y'all very well, and you're an impressive bunch of people with a lot of expertise that you can share with each other. So please get in there, introduce yourselves, and you know, share away. I can guarantee you that none of you are competitors with each other. You bet, Wes. Thank you. None of you are at all competitors with each other in any way, shape, or form. What you're doing is so different that there is no one doing anything so that you could step on anyone else's toes at all ever in this coaching program. So feel free to share with each other. Excellent. I'm going to stop the recording. Oh, Mickey, that's no problem. That's no problem at all. Mickey, I'm kind of feeling like you and I probably need to talk, because I think we kind of left it hanging last time a little bit. Or you were getting in touch with me, I was getting in touch with you, or something like that. So I'm just saying, you know, let me know if we need to if we need to talk about anything. Kurt, you just keep doing what you're doing. I think we got you completely focused on what I think is excellent for you. Sounds great, guys. That's all I got. Just wanted to inform you of these changes, what affects you, what doesn't affect you. Again, Facebook group probably tomorrow. And again, let me know how I can help you. I think it would be good within the Facebook group. That would be a great place for us to center not only your interaction with each other, your question answering with each other, but Facebook messages to me generally get seen. Emails do not always get seen. So if you have a specific question to what you're doing that you don't want everybody else to know about, for whatever reason, reach out to me as a message. But a lot of stuff you guys are asking, you can ask within the group, and it would help a lot of you within the group. I'm going to leave that decision about how to reach out to me, whether publicly or publicly among our members within the Facebook group. It's going to be a closed group. Nobody else will see the contents, or in person, but please reach out to me, and I'll be reaching out to all of y'all fairly soon so that I can give an update on where you are. Okay? Awesome. You're a great bunch. I'm really enjoying working with you, and look forward to continuing helping you build your business. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day. You bet, Kurt. Thank you.